Hey everybody. Okay, as promised, we there we are. Okay. As promised, we have welcome to our Live with Kelli and Kara show. But today we have a special guest. Her name's Marlon Grucy. She is from Divi, which is a wonderful rent with option program that we're going to talk about today. So, hi Marlon, thank you for coming.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Doing awesome. So now, where are you, Marlon? Like, where in the country are you?
Sure. So I actually live in Los Angeles. So I am on the West Coast. So enjoying some chillier weather, but it's beautiful out. But yeah, I work with all of our agents in Texas specifically. So very familiar with the area at this point and hoping to make my way out there sometime this year to see some of our agents.
Great, great. Well, as you know, this is our Moving to Houston page. We have over 2,400 members that are all across the country, and they are wanting to move to Houston, which is awesome. Hey, Kara. So Kara's in the comments. She's going to be managing the comments and helping kind of navigate through that. And hi, Key or Kai. Is it Kai or Key? Kai. Hey, Kai. I am so excited. Sorry, I'm looking at comments and talking at the same time. But I'm so excited about that Marlon's here because this is a really cool program. But it definitely, Kia, like the car. Got it, Kia. Thank you. But thanks for joining. But I wanted to have someone here from Divi, and Marlon is my go-to gal. And she is going to just kind of talk about it and hopefully answer some questions. So please put questions in the comments. I can definitely see those. Kara is going to be answering questions as we go as well. And so tell me, Marlon, what is Divi?
Sure. So Divi is a really, really wonderful program for clients who are essentially, somewhere in between renting and purchasing. It's a wonderful option, especially for folks who are potentially relocating, anyone who is kind of trying to look for an upgrade in what they're currently doing in their rental situation. So it's a really wonderful opportunity if you are, somewhere in between. You're almost mortgage ready, you have, the income, you have the credit, and you're really looking for an opportunity to take that next step. So Divi is a rent with the option to purchase back program. We work in a number of different cities in across the country. Specifically right now, we're talking about Houston, obviously, and also have teams in Dallas and in San Antonio when it comes to Texas. But really what we're hoping to do here as a company is really being able to give that option of being able to own the home that you love. A lot of folks will rent a house, live in it for years and years, but not necessarily own the house. And so our hope is to really give more folks the opportunity to live in a home for a few years. If this is the home you love, the home you want, we want to give you the option to buy that back from Divi. And so we buy our homes cash on your behalf. We expect our clients to stay in the lease from anywhere between 18 and 36 months. And at that point, they have the option to buy back from Divi. Throughout that time, they'll also have the opportunity to save. Each of our clients has a monthly built-in savings to their rent. So a portion of your rent actually does go towards savings and equity in the home. And so the hope is that by the end of your lease with Divi, you'll be not only mortgage ready, you'll also have about 10% savings already built up for that home, and you'll work directly with Divi to buy the home back. So throughout the lifetime of your lease, you also have that sort of coaching from our end to help you make sure that you're ready for that buyback when it comes to that point.
That's awesome. So okay, so this is perfect for people moving to Houston because, a lot of people are relocating and they're looking at different areas. They're not really sure where they want to be. They want to look at, obviously schools are very important. And Houston is huge. And so there's so many choices. So I think this is a really good option for people relocating and not knowing where to live. Now, what happens if they don't want to purchase? What happens? Let's say they get in the house and they found another area they like. What are their options at that point?
Totally. Yes. So if you are a client who is looking at different options, you started a lease with Divi, by all means, you have the opportunity and option to leave the home. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to buy it back. The only thing that you'll want to keep in mind at that point is that we would take the initial 2% down that a client puts with Divi. And so when you start a lease with Divi, the expectation is that you'll put about 1 to 2% down, depending on the savings options that you choose. And then you'll also provide a first month's rent as well as an earnest money deposit of $500, which is true across the board for all of our properties. And that's the expectation up front. Now, if you decide a month in, 6 months in, 3 years in that you don't want to keep renting from us and that you don't want to buy the home back from us, you can absolutely walk away. The one thing that you would not take with you would be that initial 2%. However, you would keep all of your other savings that you put towards the home, and there would be no other penalty.
Okay, great. Now, what type, do you have a list of homes? I mean, how do people find a home? What home do they pick?
Yeah, great question. So you honestly have the, pick of the litter in terms of the home that you are looking for. And so Divi is happy to work with any property that you find on an MLS. If you are looking on Zillow, wherever it is that you are looking for a home, Divi is happy to purchase that home so long as it is what we call move-in ready. And so what you want to think about when it comes to move-in ready is that we are purchasing homes that we want our clients to love. We want our clients to be really excited about potentially living in that home for many, many years to come. And so the goal is to buy good properties with good bones, those that are in really great shape. And so we're really looking for homes that have been well maintained, well cared for, and making sure that that's going to be something that you guys love living in, and that's not going to be a headache down the line. And so that's really the thought process around the actual property itself. In terms of the types of homes that you would find on the MLS, they certainly have to be within our purchasing area, which is mostly like the greater Houston area. And another really wonderful thing that Divi offers is the opportunity to purchase a home, or for a client to start leasing a home that we call a re-Divi. And so that's essentially homes that clients, who have left the area, who are no longer in the home, have vacated. Divi takes those homes, turns them, and they become exclusively available to Divi clients. And so it's a really wonderful opportunity for clients too, who are looking at a much quicker paced move. They're homes that we've already vetted, that we evaluated, and have been maintained by Divi already. And so it's a really wonderful opportunity for someone who might be in a bind and really looking to move quickly, is these re-Divi options.
That's awesome. So Jermaine has a question. She says, if you move from one home to another, what happens to the built-in savings from the first house? Does it stay in the account until you're ready to buy? So can you change homes?
Yeah.
Like if she finds a better home, can you switch?
So it's not so much a switch. It would certainly be a matter of an exception. And certainly, like, the goal is that if you're initially in a home that maybe at this point is too small for your family, if you are moving jobs, it's certainly a case-by-case basis, depending on what you're looking for. But either way, Jermaine, if you are moving from one home to another, whether it's a Divi home or another home, you would still take your savings with you. In terms of switching from Divi home to Divi home, I believe that you would still take all of those savings, including the 2%, with you to the new property. However, if you're leaving, the Divi program overall, that's where you run into taking all of your savings minus your initial 2% down.
Got it. Now, Houston has tons of new construction. So can they buy, or does new construction qualify?
Totally. So new construction does qualify. The limitations with new construction are truly that we want the home to be ready within 60 to 90 days of closing. So that'll be a really key point. We don't buy like newly like unconstructed lots. It has to be pretty much in its, final form for us to be able to actually go ahead and move forward with the property. Other good thing to keep in mind for clients with new construction is that we do expect that the client in this case, which is very different from a traditional home purchase with Divi, is that we'll expect the client to actually fulfill the full earnest money deposit amount requested from the builder. And so different from our traditional home purchase where clients are always and like without exception expected to put down $500 of the earnest money deposit, new construction would require that full deposit coming from the client. And that's really just a matter of making sure that, our clients are really invested in this home and wanting to move forward with it. And at that point, obviously, making sure that they're tied to this home and moving forward with it as opposed to potentially pulling away from the home with the new construction.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. That's not unusual for new construction. And for those of you that don't understand what I mean by new construction, I mean that there are a lot of communities that are in Houston that are building homes, and they're not custom homes, they're builder homes that they have gone into different communities and they're building a certain number of homes, and those homes can be available for obviously for purchase. Whereas different from like buying your own lot, building a custom home, picking a builder, these are builder homes that are in master plan communities, and they can range anywhere from 200,000 to up to $1 million. Speaking of, is there price ranges? So what are there minimum price ranges for this program?
There are. So there are some limitations and some minimum requirements, right? And so when it comes to property wise, those numbers are specifically tied to essentially like what would make a good home in the area. And so within Houston, we bottom out at, I believe, 120,000 on a home. We want homes to be within the range of 120,000 and 375,000. And so obviously that gives us a pretty decent range. We certainly have exceptions in both directions. So if there is a home that is, really stellar, that is somewhere in like the $100,000 range, we are more than happy to move forward with that property and make sure that it's something that we can do for our clients. And similarly on the higher end of that, if you're looking at properties that are, anywhere between 375 and 400, we are again happy to make exceptions where necessary and just make sure that we are helping our clients get the homes that they want. Similarly, on the topic of home prices, budgets, things like that, you want to keep in mind too that we do have a minimum budget requirement in each of our metros. And so in Houston, we expect that any client will pay no less than $1,200 monthly on their lease. And so you'll want to keep in mind that that is the bare minimum that we'll expect from a client. And obviously, as you kind of grow beyond that 120,000, you're going to also grow in size of the home, location of the home, things like that. And so at the very least, clients should be prepared to be somewhere in that 1,200 range when it comes to their monthly payments.
Okay. Now, Kara brought up a good question. So once you're approved, and we will go into the approval qualifications and stuff next, but once you're approved, do we have to secure a home in a specific amount of time? Is there like a deadline once you're approved?
Yeah, sure. So an approval is good for 90 days. So we have clients truly who move within, weeks of having applied, gotten approved, they had a home in mind already, and they brought it to Divi. We close on that home in 14 days or so, and they're in the house very quickly. No big deal. We also have a lot of clients who apply, many of them being those who come in from out of town and need time to gather themselves, to figure out the logistics of a move, making sure that they've finished and closed their ties at work, and being able to actually make that transition. And so for that reason, approvals are good for 90 days. If you are, starting today and getting ready to move in the early summer, that's totally an option and possibility. And we, really support clients getting, their bearings and understanding what their possibilities and realities are today, and moving when they're ready. So yeah, that's a 90-day approval, and clients are always welcome to reapply if that 90 days expires, and we're more than happy to help with that as well.
Great. That's awesome. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty, what everybody doesn't like to talk about, and that's like what it takes to be qualified. So what are, what is the minimum requirements? What, where, how can I get this? Like, how do I know I can get this?
Absolutely.
Qualify for this?
So, in terms of the requirements for qualifying, so we have some minimums, and keep in mind that, obviously the higher you are above that minimum, the more house you're going to get, the more opportunity there is to kind of widen that range of possibilities. And so we really like to emphasize and encourage clients to, if they're thinking about applying to Divi today, how do you continue to build on like the great credit that you already have? If you've been working on your credit, you're a great client to come to Divi, because we continue to help you build that credit. And so in terms of our credit requirements, we have a minimum of 550 across a couple of different FICO scores and a Vantage score. And so I like to encourage clients who are interested in Divi to get an understanding of, where they kind of fall on that ladder of different credit scores. I think that overall, a lot of us are confident in saying, I have my bank app. My bank app tells me on a monthly basis where I am. Understand where your numbers are. It's really helpful in terms of your beginning application process, and we highly recommend, just understanding that. So 550 bare minimum on that credit score to first get pre-qualified. Additionally, when it comes to your income, we have clients who are starting at $2,500. Our bare minimum income is going to be that $2,500 on a monthly basis. And again, the more income that you do have, obviously it's going to be a lot better in terms of the type of approval that you'll get, the budgeting that you'll receive. So in Houston specifically, we're typically seeing clients come in at somewhere around like a 565, 580 median credit score. And then in terms of income per individual, we're typically seeing individuals come through at about $3,000 to get them a pretty decent approval. The other piece that you'll want to keep in mind is your debt to income. So really important here is going to be understanding where you fall on that line as well. We'll have clients who have super high income, really great credit, but they have tons and tons of debt. And so that will really cut into the possibilities in terms of the budget. We're absolutely willing to work with clients who are kind of working towards, eating down that debt, making sure that it's kind of in a place where you are okay to get a budget. So we cap out at 50% on that DTI. So if that's something that you've been working on, that's an awesome opportunity to come to Divi and see what your approval would look like. Other things to keep in mind, we'll want you to be employed for at least 3 months wherever you are, even if it is that you have moved jobs in the last 3 months. We want to see consistent employment over 3 months. Other good things to keep in mind is that we do consider evictions or bankruptcies in the last year a part of the application process. So if that is something that you have dealt with in the last year or so, if we are at least a year out from that, you're good to go on your application. And the last pieces are really that we'll do, what many other creditors do. We'll do a background check. We're going to do also a proof of funds. And so this is really just an opportunity for us to say, hey, like when you work with Divi, you're going to be expected to put down, a 2% down payment. We don't need to see that now, but we want to know, do you have funds? So that is a quick, snapshot into what you have available today. Do you have at minimum $2,000 available to put towards a potential down payment when it comes to closing on a home. And so we'll do that check prior to the full approval. And that's pretty much it. That's the expectation there. You can add a co-buyer on your application. Absolutely recommend it if you are a family that's moving, if you are, someone who has a partner, if you have children who are contributing to the household. We absolutely recommend it, and it'll certainly help in terms of kind of widening the range of opportunities in terms of budget and the types of homes that you'll qualify for.
Now, when they get into the home, is Divi a lender? Like, do they have to finance the home through y'all, or can they pick any lender?
Yeah, so great question
Once they
too.
decided they want to purchase.
Yeah. So when it comes to the actual buyback, currently Divi does not offer loans internally. It's certainly something that we are hoping to offer in the near future to obviously like make it so much easier for our clients to receive that loan and just go straight through Divi. Currently, all of our clients who are doing any sort of buyback with us are going through their preferred lender to finish through that process. And at that point, truly the work that you're doing is directly with Divi. So the buyback, you don't need a real estate agent representative. You would work directly with a Divi representative to go through with that purchase. The only thing that you would need externally would be that loan at the moment.
Speaking of realtors, so I'm a realtor, and so Divi, so we help on the front end, correct? Like I would help clients who are applying for this, and then your realtor will be able to work with you to find that home. Is that how that works?
That's exactly right. And so we are so grateful for all of our realtors, just like Kelli, who are working with our team here at Divi to help clients find the homes that they want. It truly is such a meaningful partnership. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. I work with our agents day by day. And you guys are truly like, our feet on the ground, being that, we have a number of team members who, sit at a computer and we're working with our clients and our agents. It's just so heartwarming and great to know that we have people like Kelli who are really invested in helping their clients. And so even if Divi is not the way, we also know that our agents are, really good about explaining the fact that like, this is an opportunity, but also an option for, a later time if you're not ready right now. And so we're grateful to our partnered agents who essentially will either bring clients directly to Divi. Sometimes we have clients who bring an agent to Divi, which is also exciting to have that conversation with those agents. But yeah, you would want to be working with Kelli or, just making sure that you are prepared. Or Kara, exactly. And just knowing that you're working with someone that you trust who's going to help you through the process of Divi too. And so in Texas, if you are looking at a home, you'll likely touch me again and see my face and email somewhere in your inbox. So yeah, it's definitely a partnership here.
Okay, we definitely have a couple questions in the comments. So it says, then okay, so if there was a bankruptcy that discharged last June, so bankruptcies are okay?
So bankruptcies are okay. Good to know. Yeah, the discharge date will be relevant. I believe that we are going to take into consideration the discharge date with the bankruptcy. So you would be qualified in June, I believe. So about a year out from that discharge.
Okay, perfect. And then let's see, my comments are coming in faster than I can read them. Okay, Lynn asks, does the co-buyer need 3 months of job history as well? And if they are job searching once they relocate? So yeah, so that's a good question, Lynn. So those 3 months, like if they're coming here, do they need like a job offer letter? Like how does that work?
Totally. So we can accept a job offer letter. Typically what we're going to do is if, let's say, at the end of this month, you are moving, you are done with your job where you are now, but you already have another job lined up, that totally works. We'll want to see that letter, and then we will also verify your first pay stub once you start working at your new job. And so the key here is just consistent employment. And so even if it's, at two or three different companies that you're moving month to month, hopefully that's not what's happening. But even if that is the case, we just need to be able to verify that you have been consistently employed over the last 3 months and will have continuous employment down the line. And so, yeah, that's totally fine if that is the case. And then to answer the earlier piece of the question around the actual, what was it? I believe the question was if the co-buyer also has to be fully meet the qualifications. We'll certainly want the co-buyer. Yeah, we'll definitely want the co-buyers to also meet those qualifications. Essentially, think about it as you both applying separately, but applying on a single application and putting your budgets together to get a fully approved budget.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got about 5 minutes left, and I am so happy that you were able to come on and answer questions. And I guess the big thing is like, okay, it's like Kia says, what can I do to get started right now?
Yes, absolutely. So I highly, highly recommend, Kelli, if you could share your link or your email with everyone on this live. You guys can work directly with Kelli and Divi. I would highly recommend doing that. And just making sure that you guys are in partnership on this. It's a very quick application. The pre-qualification is truly just a soft credit pull. And just so you guys know, it's a free application. We do a soft credit check, so we don't want to affect your credit scores. And then we ask you for an initial, just a self-reported income to get you a pre-qual. From there, we'll go ahead and ask you for those income pieces, kind of the nitty gritty of it, the other pieces that we want to just verify on our end. And that'll be the following step. But truly, if you guys are ready to apply, please go ahead and do that through Kelli. And I'm sure she'll be sharing some links with you guys too after this, just to make sure that you can connect with her.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Kia, I think the best route to go, because Kia's talking about that she's got $6,000 saved, and that about the bankruptcy. I think the best thing to do, Kia, is to apply so they can see what those dates actually are, and then we can get a good plan of action on what to do. So the link is definitely in the comments. Kara's listed the link in the comments, and we can definitely can help you with that. And then also, Kia, if you'd like to give us a call or set up a phone call for us to discuss it even further, Kara can post the Calendly link, and we could actually do a 3-way call with Marlon, and we could be able to answer some specific questions. And that can be for anyone. Actually, we could set up a call and have additional questions if you have them. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all of your help. I look forward to seeing how many people can get into homes with this. And I think my last question, and then I'll do kind of a takeaway, is, and Lawrence, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, you'll find out soon. If so this market is crazy, right? We're putting in offers, multiple offers. Like, does Divi buy houses with cash? Like, I heard you say that they could move in as little as 14 days. So are we, are they buying these houses with cash? Wow.
Totally. And so we are a buyer. Yeah, no, we are a cash buyer. You'll want to keep that in mind when you are looking at homes. It looks like we have a little bit of a lag going on, so sorry if I'm cutting you off a little bit there. But yes, we're buying all of our homes cash. We are also, where needed, offering anywhere between 5 and 10% above list price. So I want you guys to know too, our team is really dedicated and competitive about getting you guys the homes that you want. So we're really, trying out out there. I know that it's a crazy competitive market, but we are doing everything that we can to win on these bids. Just make sure that you guys are getting the homes of your dreams.
I think that's super exciting. And so that is definitely puts you in a, a competitive edge when you're dealing with cash offers, because cash is king, especially right now in Houston. So, so a few takeaways that I have. I think this is number one. I think this is a great program for people relocating into Houston. Number two, it's not just for people like, yes, they'll accept as low as 550, but the better your score is, the better your rate will be. Like your rent will be, because right now, like if you were going to rent, they're going to look at 3 times your monthly gross. And with Divi, if you have good credit, it could definitely be better than that. So I definitely think this is a great program. Plus, they'll set you up for success in helping you save money to get into your home. You only have to move once. You can rent, and then you can purchase the home you're in. And I think that is awesome. And then I think that, it's just overall, it's just a great program. So Marlon, you've been great. I appreciate everything. So, okay. So hold on one second. So like Kara's telling me I got more questions. All right. So a few more questions to hit on above. Okay. So I'm trying, Kara. Hold on. Comments are going faster than I can. All right. So what question did I miss, guys? If y'all asked a question and I didn't hit on it, will y'all comment below? Oh, Shelly is okay, Shelly, thank you. So she can help with credit if anybody needs it. So that's good. We'll definitely reach out and talk to you, Shelly. Okay, so what are the qualifications if you have an eviction over, is that 2 years? So what about evictions? How does that work?
Yeah, evictions are totally still workable. If it was over a year ago that happened, you're good to go. You can go ahead and apply. If you're within a year, it's more than likely that we'll have to have a conversation around that. Often we have to appeal any sort of decline based off of those evictions, but totally doable. Yeah, this is really a program that's trying to give more opportunities to folks who are wanting to buy a home. And so we don't want something like an eviction, bankruptcy, things that sometimes are just out of your hands to affect your opportunity there. So we're happy to work with you if that is the case.
Okay, perfect. And then I'm planning to move. Let's see, Lynn says, I'm planning to move in July. Should I start the application process now? Or in April?
Yeah, sure. So I would absolutely recommend getting out ahead of it. Understanding where your opportunity is today. Is there something that you might have to work on today that would help you get a higher approval down the line when you're ready in July? So I always recommend with my agents, if you have clients who are interested in, a move down the line, have them apply. If they get approved today, they can either hold that approval or reapply again when it comes time. Or if you have clients who are, wondering about down the line, are they going to be ready? Understand where you are today, figure out what you need to do to get yourself in that position to be ready and Divi ready and qualified. And then when it comes time, we can have you apply again.
Good. Okay, perfect. And this is a soft pull on credit? Is that what this is? They do a soft pull on the credit or a hard pull?
It would be a soft pull. Correct. Yeah. The only time where we have ever requested a hard pull is if for whatever reason we can't populate a score. Often we have clients who have holds or freezes on their credit accounts. Those can be lifted. And again, we can go ahead and pull that soft credit score. Or if you guys are okay with a hard pull, we'll ask for your consent before we ever try to do anything like that. But the initial pull will always be a soft pull.
Perfect. And then Lynn also said, can this be fully virtual if we can't travel back and forth to walk through homes? I say yes. I say we can definitely do that. Does Divi make you see the home, or can they purchase it virtually?
Yeah, so we certainly prefer that our clients see the home. I have, though, had a lot of agents who are doing virtual tours with their clients or doing a video call and doing a walkthrough. And so that's honestly why I like to emphasize the client agent relationship. You want to know that your agent is going to go to that home. If they see something that's a no go, they're going to tell you. And so, certainly, if that is something that you guys are open to, by all means, especially for movers, those who are coming in from out of town, it's the only option sometimes. So, absolutely. But like I said, make sure that you're working with someone trusted. And it looks like we have a good team here. So, yeah, definitely doable if that is the option you're looking for.
Yes, and Karen and I both offer virtual tours. We definitely can, not only just a virtual tour of the home itself, but the neighborhood, the area. We can do a lot of things. So, because we understand that you can't be here and we can, and so we can definitely help make sure that you can understand it as much as you can. I'm with Marlon and definitely agree that, best case scenario is to get down here and schedule a time for you to be able to see it. But if that's just not an option, then we can do everything we can to make it a good experience and find you that great home. Every situation is different, and we definitely have no problem with. We help people every day with virtual tours and things like that, because it's just life, right? We just all have to do the best we can, and this is an excellent program for that, because you can get in and move in for live there a year or two. And so I think this is a great program. And I think to any more questions, are we good, Kara? I think we're good. So Lawrence, let's talk about Lawrence Perot real quick. So Marlon, Lawrence Perot works for Perry Homes. He is a superstar builder rep for Perry Homes, and we could definitely get you in a Perry home with the Divi program. He works in Stone Creek Estates, but he's based in Veranda, which is in Richmond. Both of those areas are in Richmond. Those are two of my favorite communities. Veranda is beautiful. It has about 10 award-winning builders, and Perry is one of them. And Lawrence was kind enough to drop off a bottle of wine for a giveaway today. So Lawrence has inspired me to do giveaways on the Friday Lives. And so we will definitely do that. So if you apply today, let's see, because we got a lot of people. So if you apply in the next 24 hours, right? So if you apply to Divi in the next 24 hours, you don't have to, whether you get approved or don't approved, I will do a drawing for the beautiful bottle of wine that Lawrence, is it white or red? Because I'm not at the office. I didn't get to the office this morning to get the bottle. But if you're wine drinkers, if not, you can gift it to somebody that is. But I will pay to ship it to wherever. I didn't say that, but I will send it to you, get it to you somehow, some way. But if you can apply for the Divi program, we will do a drawing on Monday with the bottle of wine, and we will do a drawing on Monday to see who wins. And we will start this new giveaway program thanks to Lawrence. Ooh, it's red. Woo! I mean, I can promise you, Lawrence does not go cheap on wine. So this will be a 90 plus points, he says. This is a good bottle. So on Monday, I will have the bottle of wine, and I'll take pictures of it tomorrow when I'm at the office. Sorry, Lawrence, I didn't get to the office this morning. But we will do a drawing. So here's the qualifications, and Kara can put this. So how to qualify for the drawing. You need to apply. If it's not for you, I'll even do this. If you know someone that's moving to Houston and you send the link to them and they apply and you let us know that you referred them, you can go in the drawing. And if you send more than one person, then I'll put more than one name, like you get more than one chance to win. So if you apply for the Divi program, if you refer someone and they apply for the Divi program, we will put all the names in a hat and we will draw those on Monday morning on a live to see who wins this beautiful bottle of red. And you know what? We might even, are you working, Lawrence, on Monday? If he's working on Monday, which I think he does, I will actually go to Lawrence and Lawrence can pick the winner. So we will put the details in the chat. And so remember, the qualifications to win are if you or your referral apply to Divi in the next 24 hours, you get to enter the giveaway for wine from Perry Homes Veranda with Lawrence. Lawrence is awesome. Lawrence, we're going to come to you. So he works on Monday. So we will go to the veranda model on Monday, and Lawrence will pick your name, hopefully, to win a bottle of red. What do y'all think? Y'all like that? Give me a thumbs up if y'all think that's a great idea. So that's a great way. Monday. Yes, we will do it on Monday, Lawrence. So make sure y'all share this link. Make sure you tell your friends and family about it that are moving. And this isn't just for Houston, right? These are metropolitan cities. People can do this.
Totally. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely an option across the board. So, yeah.
So if you have people in other cities, just make sure, and I can connect you with a realtor in any city. I can get you with a great realtor in any city. And so if you want to apply, we can definitely do that. Well, do that too. So hopefully we'll have lots of people apply, lots of people refer people to apply, and we can get people in homes because that's what we like to do. All right. Well, Marlon, we appreciate it. Any closing thoughts, Marlon?
You know what? My closing thoughts are thank you, first of all, ladies, for having me. I'm so excited to see that you guys have such, lively folks who are really excited about the potential of Divi. And yeah, I just encourage everyone to apply if this is something that sounds doable for you. If it's something that you're considering, if you're looking for a step up from renting, I absolutely recommend it. And I really hope to see some of your names pop up on my end.
Yay! I'm excited. Well, thank you, Kara, for facilitating the comments. Thank you, Lawrence, for the gift. Thank you for inspiring me to give away a free gift every week on our Facebook Lives. And we just hope y'all have a beautiful day. If there's anything that Kara or I can do, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help. And we can't wait to see you around in the neighborhood, and be blessed and do something kind for someone today. Y'all have a great day. Thanks, Marlon.
Thank you.
Bye.